And welcome back to Talk of Alabama. A big treat for you today. We have a relationship expert, also Pastor Van Moody of the Worship Center Christian Church. First of all, I want to say that real quick. You guys had a phenomenal opening 2 weekends ago.
Yes.
Congratulations for that. Brand new building, beautiful. Congrats
Thank
to that. You're actually here about a book, The
Yes.
People Factor, that is getting ready to come out soon. Give me kind of the overview of what this book is about.
Well, the people factor is about the fact that your future really rises and falls on the kind of relationships that you have. The central premise of the book revolves around this one concept, that the right relationships can propel you to the heights of great achievement, while the wrong relationships will keep you tethered to mediocrity and disappointment, really for the rest of your life. And in light of that, it is critically important that people understand how to navigate through what I call the minefield of relationships. One of the concepts that I talk about in the book, and I share it around the world as I work with business leaders and individuals from all walks of life, is the importance of raising your relational IQ, making sure that you have the relational intelligence that you need to adequately assess the relationships that you're in. How do you know when a relationship is healthy? What are the signs that a relationship has become toxic and needs to end or transition? What makes a good relationship great? And these principles that I cover in the book cover all kinds of relationships, not just personal relationships, but professional relationships, business relationships, relationships that are critical to the workplace, relationships that are critical to just overall health. There are some staggering statistics that have come out recently. One of the more recent ones came from Cornell University that reveals that in 2013 alone in the United States there are going to be over 1 million divorces. And then there are other statistics that reveal that even in the workplace, toxic relationships are just a little bit more than a nuisance. They can cause stress, burnout, physical illness, depression. And so all of these things really speak to one central fact. It's important for us to know how to handle relationships.
Well, talk to me about that specifically, because we all know trust, appreciation, good for husband, wife, or any kind of relationship, but specifically about work. How can we better our relationships at work?
Well, there's several principles that I talk about in the book, and one of those principles is the importance of integrity and honesty. One of the top no-nos in any healthy relationship is to not be authentic. One of the ways that I explain it is this: hiding behind identities are really great in the movies, but they will destroy relationships. And that's critical not only in a personal relationship, but in the workplace. Whether you are a manager or a leader or a CEO, or whether you work on a team, and it's critical that in order for you to be effective in that team, trust has got to be built. And a part of building trust at all levels, a part of building trust is being authentically who you are, being your real self.
Do you think that people have a difficult time grasping that concept when it comes to the workplace? People often think it's a place of work. I'm going to do my 8-9 hours. I'm going to wash my hands of it. I'm going to go home. But you bottle that up if you have, not so much a good relationship.
Well, sometimes people don't see the importance of being authentically themselves within the workplace. But the one major principle that I talk about in the book is this: you are who you are regardless of where you are. And if people can embrace that, then they can understand that it's important to be truthful and honest and authentically yourself, not only in the private sphere, but in the public sphere. And also, I think a lot of the current events, what's happening in Major League Baseball, with a lot of the individuals that have now been, are being investigated for performance-enhancing drugs, the Aaron Hernandez situation, the Riley Cooper situation with the Philadelphia Eagles, all of those speak to that one point, that you can't segregate who you are in public and in private. That those same principles of being authentically yourself are just as important in the workplace as they are privately.
Top 10 principles you see with this book, rattle them off.
Well, several things. Number one, don't hide. I talk about that. I talk about don't tweak the truth. There are some amazing statistics that suggest that nowadays people kind of tweak the truth with their resumes. I talk about don't force it, that they're healthy relationships and they have to be based upon some central principles and values that are critical to who you are. Don't repeat the past. Don't be a taker. Every effective relationship is based on give and take, and great relationships have 2 givers instead of 2 takers.
Small tidbits that can really, truly make a difference. And I want to get the We see your tips up there.
There you go.
Your book, the website. When does your book come out? How can people get a hold
The
of it?
book comes out January 7th, but people have already started pre-ordering it around the world. They can get it on vanmoody.com. They can get it from barnesandnoble.com, amazon.com, or they can text BUY TPF, as in Buy the People Factor, to 28950.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much for being here, Pastor Moody. Certainly appreciate your time. Well, straight ahead right here, where you can attend a local trunk show with door prizes, free gift cards, purses, and much, much more. More on a new boutique right here in Birmingham. Plus, we'll head back on over to the kitchen and see how Whitney Miller can make me a believer out of okra. We'll have that coming up.